We've had previous videos that dealt with the subject matter of Matthew 6:24, which is ye cannot serve God and mammon. So we're just kind of going to deal with the subject of, can a disciple of Christ serve money or mammon? And to emphasize why they use the term mammon, which was the Greek god, to a large extent would emphasize a pagan or a unbelieving attachment that was associated with the concept of money. So the mammon was the god of the Greeks for money. The Romans had the goddess Juno, where they basically did their worship of money. But today we're just going to get into the rudiment understanding of the words in this scripture, so to make it more understandable for everybody when they go to look at a scripture. Of course, look at the whole context around it. If you look at how Matthew starts off, you'll see why this is brought in and why it leads up to this scripture in Matthew 6:24. But the key thing is, look at the words. It's up to you to do your due diligence on this, just as what I'm doing here you can do. But it's important to do it, because how could you possibly comprehend what the scripture is saying if you don't know what the words mean? So we're going to look at Matthew 6:24. We're going to read it as quoted out of the King James Bible. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he'll hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. Okay, so now we're just going to look at the key sentence in there. We'll call it a command to an extent. It says, ye cannot serve God and mammon. So I'm going to first take you into a dictionary that deals with words associated with the word serve. We call those synonyms. So I'm going to give you as many synonyms with regard to the word serve. Serve means act, aid, answer, assist, attend, be of use, deal, deliver, discharge, distribute, fulfill, function, help, minister to, oblige, officiate, pass, perform, present, provide, satisfy, suffice, supply, undergo, wait on, work for. So now we have to take this into context. If I'm just going to use as an example two companies, we'll call one company, just for reference or example, we'll say one company we're going to use in the example will be IBM, and the other one will be General Motors. Now, if I said you cannot serve IBM and General Motors in the context of that scripture, would you have thought you could moonlight or work for both at the same time? Rationalize that as most modern day Christians have done? It's actually been going on a long time. Did the early Christians continue to perform in commerce, serving it? The scripture uses the word cannot serve God and mammon. So let's look at cannot. Cannot. I'm going to take you into the legal dictionary, because there's going to be people saying, well, you know, we're talking about legal sense in the world of money. Okay, so let's look at what the lawyers say about the word cannot. Black's Law, 3rd edition, says denotes that one is not able to do some act. The term is often equivalent to shall not. Okay, it says cannot do an act. So when we look up cannot, we're bringing in the concept of impossibility. Because when you're commanded not to do something from the highest source, the supremacy of God, he says you cannot. Because the world of man, that's all it operates in is money. Anything's okay as long as it's legalized with legal tender and money. Any act can be done. We know many diabolical things are still funded by money. So, we could never misinterpret that scripture if we took it in this simple research level we've just done so far. Cannot means cannot, and do not forget that. You can't be on both sides. You can't serve the master of money and God.